Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is having a great day. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really does help me out. And also, by subscribing, you're helping us to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. We are halfway there. We are more than halfway there. So as soon as we reach our goal, we will be having gift card giveaways. So I want to go ahead and get into this video, and I want to first start out by saying that I don't want right now. I don't want to discuss the trial of or the charges that Velvet has brought against Nature Boy allegedly. And I say allegedly because I haven't seen proof that she has filed charges. There are people that have saying that yes, she has filed charges, but I don't believe that will even be touched on until Natiri's case is taken care of. And then in which case they will transfer him to whatever state it is, Ohio, wherever, to also, then face those charges. And now, before I get started, I do want to say, I don't know much about the law. I'm just, in this video, we are going to more or less give our opinions on what could happen in trial, some of the things that Nature Boy's attorney will be bringing up, points the prosecutor could be bringing up. And again, I don't know crap about the law. I'm trying to use common sense on what I think might happen. But at the end of the day, anything I say in this video is just my opinion, and based on the information we have, we're going to try to break down what could possibly happen in this trial. Now, we don't know if Nature Boy has an attorney yet. And if he does have an attorney, I'm sure the attorney is already telling them, keep your mouth shut. Don't speak about the trial publicly. Don't speak about it with anybody. And so, once this thing reaches trial, if it goes that far, because some of the things that could happen, before the trial, is the attorney, and believe me, I don't know, and this is a big if. Nature Boy is going to have to spend some money to get out of this thing, or even try to. And I don't know that they've spent the money for this yet. I don't know if they're willing to spend the money for this. I don't know if they have hired this attorney. But we're going to say that he hired an attorney, okay? He's already hired the attorney. What will happen is this attorney, he's going to need a team of attorneys, okay? He's going to need a team, because there's so much stuff that's going to have to be gone through. Not only will Natiri's side, which is the prosecutor, and that's another thing, we don't know what kind of evidence they have. Now, I'm going to assume, okay, I'm saying assumed, I'm going to assume that the reason why, if you guys remember, they sent Nature Boy court papers saying that that charges had been filed for the revenge thing, where he posted videos of her. And it stated at this time, charges or an arrest is not going to be made. And I think the reason why it stated that is because they were waiting on possibly some DNA from Nateri. So once they got that DNA, they had every course to go in and arrest him because of that evidence. I don't know if there's pictures of any bruising. I don't know what evidence they have. I don't. But even in the presence of DNA evidence, that is, and I know a lot of us is not going to like this, an arrest can be made, but it doesn't mean that an R happened. And so this is where we have he said, she said. Each side is going to present their evidence, and they are going to, and this is if it goes to trial. If it goes to trial, that's a different story. But before trial, if there could be some possible where they lessen the charges, like from the R word to assault, which carries less time. They could leave that charge there. They could try to, the Nature Boy's attorney could try to negotiate with the prosecutor that, hey, if he pleads guilty, can you give him this much time? Or the prosecutor or the attorney could go to the prosecutor and say, look, we have this. We believe we can win this case. So, or the prosecutor could go to the attorney and say, look, we're going to win this case. He better take a plea deal or he's going to spend so much time in jail. And they're going to try to keep it from going to trial because that costs some taxpayer money. So they will try to keep it from going to trial. But it's Nature Boy's right and it's Nateri's right to take it to trial if they so choose to do so. And so we are going to assume that this thing goes to trial. Now, what happens? Again, because of the fact that there's DNA evidence, allegedly, there's proof there that something happened. Okay, and so it's up to the prosecutor to prove that there was an R that occurred and that she was held against her will and that there was no consent to because this is what she's saying. I didn't give permission for these videos to be released. I didn't give there was no consent to relations between us. He held me against my will. These are the things that she's alleging. And so then it's up to him, and he's saying he didn't do these things. And so it is up to his Nature Boy's attorney, because at this point, again, it is he said, she said. And this is the law. If it's a he said, she said. Even with the DNA allegedly evidence, the evidence that believe me, if he's being paid well enough, he's going to do his homework. He's going to do what he has to do to get his client out of this mess. And he's going to use everything to his disposal. And all he has to do is say, because it's a he said, she said situation, my client didn't hold her against her will. She has filed these charges against these false accusations, and that's what the words they'll use, false accusations against my client, because he publicly humiliated her. He could not have held her against her will because he asked her several times, told her she could leave. And about the after she left, the revenge PORN, all he has to say is, okay, well, there are so many witnesses, and they will use those videos as well as proof that she was fully aware of the videos being recorded. She was sitting there many of times when I told people, when we were live, where they could go to find this PORNE or PORN. I'm trying to not say the words. And she was present when I was telling everyone where to go find find it. She never objected during that time. She was fully aware of everything. Now, because of the he said, she said, it's up to each side to prove what they're saying. And so Natiri, on her behalf, we don't know because they're not talking. So we don't know all the evidence that Natiri has. I believe personally that there are some DNA evidence. I believe maybe there are some pictures. I don't know, but I can only tell you what I'm thinking, because I think that's why an arrest was made, because the results came back from, the test. And usually in the state of Georgia, that is when an arrest is made. If you look here, for the R word, charges in the state of Georgia can be filed anytime after a DNA match. Some states, there doesn't have to be a DNA match for an arrest to be made. Some states, charges could be filed after they have a DNA match. So in the state of Georgia, I'm assuming that they have a match in order for there to have been an arrest. Okay, so we know that there was going to be DNA because everybody under the sun knows that they were having relations, sexual relations before this incident. So now we see that Neytiri, she possibly has her evidence. She has everything lined up. Charges were filed. An arrest was made, and so it could be possible too that they're still going through videos, recordings, and they're still building a case in which more charges could be filed. Maybe assault charges. But as for now, they have this R and 3 counts of the revenge P and being held against her will. And so they have to, the prosecutor is going to be putting together this case in order to make sure that these charges stick. If the prosecutor don't feel like that they could get all these charges to stick, he may go in and try, like I said, to say, hey, we'll knock this down to whatever if you just plead guilty, or we'll give you so much time if you plead guilty, or but that's even we if that happens, it won't go as far as probably a trial or nothing like that. But we're trying to, in this video, we're trying to assume that it does go to trial, but I'm not thinking it will, but it needs to be a sweet deal, or I don't believe Nature Boy is going to be willing to take it. And we'll get to why I think that. But the prosecutor is putting together this case. He's going to be looking over all the videos. He's going to be looking over all the evidence. And then he's also going to assume what the other side is going to be coming up with. And what the other side is going to be coming up with are defenses. They're going to be coming up with defenses for their case. They're going to be, the R. Well, this could not have happened because, and the holding somebody against their will, well, that couldn't have happened because, and the revenge P could not have happened because, and they're going to try to find reasons as to why. And this is a defense. They're going to defend themselves. They're going to have, a defense on why this did not happen. If this goes to trial, that's what his attorney's job is to do, is to find defenses for what the claims are. And so in the state of, well, this is probably, I don't know, but this is probably anywhere, but these are some defenses. One is called consent. Okay, they're going to be looking, did this person who is alleging these charges, was there any consent at all? Can you prove consent? And this is what the attorney is going to be looking at Nature Boy and saying, can you prove that she consented to this? Is there any text, emails? What do you have that we can use consent as a defense? So to prove voluntary consent, proving consent is challenging and often results in he said, she said. There's that he said, she said thing again. Sorts of testimony. A defense lawyer may rely on witness testimony, text messages, emails to show, and more to show that there was a relationship or that consent was implied. So here's where it gets tricky. And in most cases, it is very hard to prove consent because many times there are not videos, there are not text messages, there are not proof of consent. It's hard to find proof of consent. And so, in this case, though, where it's so public and so much recording was going on, was there proof of consent? Was there videos showing consent? Was there anything, So, there can be DNA evidence, but it's up to the defense team to prove that the reason why that DNA evidence is there is because it was a consensual, mutual relationship that, and if Nature Boy's team can't prove that, and they can't say, hey, she wanted, this, but if they can't prove that, and oftentimes it's hard for a defendant to prove consent in our case because there's just not that evidence, there's not. But in this situation, is there evidence of consent? Both sides are going to have witnesses. They're going to have plenty of witnesses. Nataria is going to have witnesses lined up. Nature Boy will have witnesses lined up. We already know, and you listen, we already know what they're up to. We know that Malia, those True and Solar, they are preparing everyone for things that they're going to say. And if all of them come together and say the same story, it's more believable. But they're practicing the stuff now, believe me. And they've already given us a hint on some of the things that they're going to come out and say. Oh, well, yeah, we saw Velvet kick him, and they were all laughing about it. And they're going to make these women look like that are the aggressors. And they're all going to have stories, and they're going to, each one of them, tell the same story because it's going to be embedded into their heads before they even speak to Nature Boy's attorney. They're already going to have their story panned out. And so the second defense that Nature Boy could use and will use because these attorneys are smart. They're not dumb. He's going to go to his client and he's going to be like, okay, how can we disprove the Neytiri, to show the lack of credibility of the prosecution's evidence or witness. That means that they need to, the defense attorney needs to show some type, he needs to make a dent in the credibility, whether it be, is there something wrong with Neytiri's testimony? Is there something wrong with one of the witnesses' testimonies that don't add up? They're going to be looking and picking through all of that. They're going to be, looking for everything they can as to use it as a defense, to put, knock a dent in credibility in any of the witnesses, any of the evidence they have. And so proving that the accuser's claim is false due to embarrassment, shame, revenge, contempt, financial incentive, or some other motivation. Now, is there a time when Nature Boy embarrassed her? Is she doing this out of revenge? We're going to discuss that, okay? We're going to discuss that. Proving the statute of limitations for the charge has expired, which in this case it has not. I believe they have extended the statute of limitation for this charge. Okay, so providing those specific elements of the crime did not occur. No physical evidence supports the charge. Witness testimony is unreliable or contradictory to their previous statement. So that is another defense that they will be looking for. Is Neytiri, is she reliable? Is she someone, or she is someone that says one thing and then she turns around and said something else? Has this happened? We'll see. We all know what a horrible piece of... I'm going to watch my words today. I usually... I used to call Nature Boy names. But I literally had to watch myself on doing that, because what good does that do? It doesn't do anybody any good to call people names. And in reality, I don't like that. I don't like name calling. It's ridiculous. So I'm not going to sit here and call him names today either. But we all know what kind of a person he is. We know, that he abuses these people. We know that in our opinions, we know and we believe that he ars them, he holds them against their will. we believe that he makes them abuse each other. There's so much stuff that we know about this man that we believe to be true. But what we believe to be true and what is going to happen in this trial is two different things. It's totally, what we know and what we believe is totally going to be put aside, and there are things that the prosecutor and the defense attorney is going to be looking at to prove on each side. And it's basically, even with the DNA evidence, it's going to come down to he said, she said. They're going to look at his credibility. They're going to, they're going to look at, if they're, especially in front of a jury. The jury is going to be looking at his credibility and her credibility, because she's saying, this happened to me. Here is DNA evidence. Here are pictures. Here, whatever else it is that she has. The prosecutor could be saying, okay, look at this. We have all these videos proving all of this stuff. But then the defense attorney, and this is what I want to discuss in this video, is how could Nature Boy, possibly his attorney, with the things that I believe that his attorney is going to be looking at it as a defense for his client. And so I want to take us back into the night before. I want to take us back into the day before Natiri left. I believe it was the night or two before. And I also want to point out too that this defense attorney, he's going to be he's going to have so many people in there as evidence, or witnesses. It's not going to be funny. He's going to have the police come in, CPS come in, the people who have been to the house and have claimed that they saw nothing wrong, they will be testifying for the defense, because they'll have even though they believe something's probably wrong, and now they'll have to be made to testify and say, yeah, we couldn't find anything wrong with the house. It was, and they'll have to give an impression of what they saw when they went into the home. And this Nature Boy's attorney, if he's any good, he's going to be looking at all of that. And so what I want to do, we already know allegedly what some of Natiri's allegations are, what she's alleging, and we know probably what proof she has. And so we want to kind of dig into, again, like I said, what Nature Boy's defense is going to be. And I want to prepare you guys for this. And so let's take a look back at the night before Natiri left. Now Natiri, and this was all a setup. We all know this. Malia had left. We all knew about that incident. And he had Aya and Natiri competing to be who was going to be the queen. We all know all along he wanted Solar to be queen. But this is what he got. This is what he presented. He was looking for his queen. This was a setup. He never planned to make either one of them queen, but Aya probably was in on it, and she was going along with it. She knew that he was going to use this as a humiliation ritual to humiliate Neytiri, because he knew that he was almost done with her. He was going to send her on her way. He knew that, this was about the time that Neytiri was going to probably leave anyway, because she was figuring out that she wasn't going to be with Solar, and he felt like he needed to get in his little humiliation towards her before she left. So he used this. He at the beginning of the video, he was saying, he was giving her some rope in order to hang herself, so that at the end he could just humiliate her. Well, but he was trying to make her feel comfortable, like you can really talk, you can talk, and and he's good at that, at making you feel comfortable enough to talk, so he can trap you. And so what he did, he was saying, I don't want to get in the middle of, and basically he was saying, and I'm not going to quote it word for word, but this is what he was trying to make her feel. I don't want to get in the middle of true love. You and Solar could be soulmates, and, I feel like I just don't want to do that. And then that made her feel comfortable, where she could talk about how she felt about Solar. And we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead, and because this, and believe me, let's play this video.
Like the same way that they did too. So she does touch a soft spot for me. I know I've been.
It's home. You said it's home. Then we got an issue here. We got an issue here, right? Something ain't adding up.
No.
Wait. There you go. Sorry. So you said it's home.
It's like familiar, and
What's familiar about it?
the genetic makeup.
It's kindred spirits.
Yeah, the genetic makeup possibly.
The genetic makeup. The genetic makeup.
Yeah. Genetic makeup.
Yeah. What are Jamaicans?
Huh?
What are Jamaicans?
Indigenous people.
But they're different kind of Jamaicans, right?
Yeah. Actually, all Jamaicans is the same. We're just.
Yeah. What about the Maroons? Do you know about the Maroons?
I definitely do more research on that, but.
Yeah, you from Jamaica. You should know about the Maroons. Those are different kind of Jamaicans.
I left Jamaica when I was like.
I mean, Jamaica got different kind of tribes. It was different kind of tribes of Jamaicans.
Yep.
It wasn't just one tribe of Jamaicans. There were free Jamaicans that fought the slaves. There were Jamaicans that were, it's Jamaica's big, man.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them come here to like.
Do you notice what Solar said in the beginning, where he was talking, about Neytiri and how he felt about her? He didn't say that. He never said that without permission from Nature Boy. Nature Boy gave him permission to say that. Nature Boy wanted him to say that. They had all this planned beforehand. This was planned. Because Solar would never have said that. He never would have said that unless Nature Boy gave him permission to do so. He wanted Solar to say that in order to get Neytiri to start opening up and be like, oh, he still has feelings for me. He wanted to entrap her, in so many words. He wanted to. They planned this. They plotted this, and it was a big setup. And this is where he starts to softly humiliate her by using her own, where she's from, And oh, you don't know about that? I mean, you should know this stuff. You're from there. You know, and this is a way he's beginning to humiliate her.
You have a kindred spirit.
Yeah.
Now I'm not pissed off. I'm just a little disappointed, right? Because this is confusion, and this is what my man was saying. My man was saying she came here to cause trouble.
Well, that part right there is true. We all know she goes there to cause trouble. We all know she goes there to because she can't stand the fact that Zoka's with him, so she'll go there and see what she can do, try to break him up. Which they're not together now. So this is, she went back there thinking that this is a perfect time to be able to see if she can get Solar this time. She had went initially when she first got there to Nature Boy to say, hey, can I go visit with Solar? And she claims that she changed her mind due to the fact that everybody was loving on her, they were being so nice to her, and they probably were love bombing her, and that caused her to want to stay with them. And so, but you see how Nature Boy is saying, I'm not mad at all, I'm just, I'm hurt, I'm a little confused. And this is making her feel comfortable. He knows this. He planned this. He's very good at what he does. He made her feel comfortable so she could start, like I said, he gave her the rope so she could hang herself. And so he could use that to publicly humiliate her. And this is a thing that has been between these two for a very long time. She'll leave and she'll go and she'll publicly humiliate him. And she'll say some stuff about him. Then she'll come back. Then he humiliates her by making her get on camera and take back everything that she had said. And he gets her to do that. And then she leaves again. And then she goes back online and says, he made me do that. And people were growing very weary of her and her antics and what she was doing. And I believe, in my opinion, it was all because of an obsession over Solar, that she was willing to let herself be put in this situation. She's very happy in this moment because she is beginning to feel like, based on, the vibes he's sending out to her, that he's possibly going to let her be queen and at the same time be with her soulmate. She knows the history. She knows what he's capable of. But she's sitting there all smiles because she's actually she's believing this stuff. Even though history has shown that he has publicly humiliated her. Okay, how many times has she left and said, I've learned my lesson. I don't ever let somebody do this to you. Don't ever, don't. And she would give us this big, long speech about how she's just such under such, traumatic, things. And I understand because people use us as a defense all the time. Well, how many times did Velvet go back? Well, Velvet, she had a child with him. Neytiri went back under ulterior motives. She went back for Solar.
It's a trouble angle. Like, this is a question mark that I let you go through it.
And see what happens, you know. So it is what it is at this point, you know. Like I definitely feel like.
But you want to be with Solar. Let's keep it all the way real.
One thing.
No.
I would love to express this.
Mm-hmm.
When we was having sex, right,
Mhm.
when we were making love, something happened. I started to orgasm by the absolute truth, you know. I started
Excuse
having
me?
this by the absolute truth.
So, when we say, was there consent, they will use all these videos to prove that there was consent. And now people will say, okay, just because she gave consent, then, because here she's saying, when we made love. And she went into details there. Now, some will say, just because she consented before does not mean that this night something could have happened where she didn't consent. And here's where we are going to have the he said, she said. Okay, well, she didn't. She is alleging that this happened. He is saying she consented, and here's proof that she consented. And there's so many other videos where she's showing that she had consented. But this is the one I want to play because this is the one from, I believe, the night she left. Or the night before she left. And even up to the night before she had left, she is saying she consented. When the cameras were off, we don't know what happened. Now, in a jury, they're going to have to look at this and say, okay, well, she's saying that that he did this to her. There are pictures. There is DNA evidence that something did occur. Now, we have on his part evidence showing where numerous times she has consented. So, do we say, okay, do we say that we believe her, or do we say that we don't believe her? And this is what it's going to pretty much come down to if this goes to trial and this goes to a jury, because a jury is going to have to look at all this evidence on both sides, and they're going to have to make a decision based on he said, she said. And this is why I say, although we want him locked up, we want him put away, I think there's a 50-50 chance because of the he said, she said. There is a good possibility he could get out of this. And I want to prepare you guys. A lot of us, we don't want to believe that. We're going to hold to our last breath and say, nope, he's gone. They're not going to let him out of this. But it's not up to anybody except for the jury if this goes to trial. And it's going to be a matter of who they believe. Who is more credible? They're going to look at the evidence and they're going to have to make a decision. So let's move on.
Orgasm?
When I thought about the absolute truth, and I thought about me being the real queen, and I was like,
How you could be the real queen and Solar's your side husband, your side nigga? He's a little snack.
I right. Well, my philosophy, I definitely did research, and our synastry really did say that we're actually like complete, like the same soul, kind of in a way. You know, it's like how would I explain this? I really feel like that there's a lot of similarities, and we come from the same place. You know, astrologically. So yeah.
And he's from Atlanta, and you're from.
And he was born in.
You was born in Atlanta.
No, I was born in San Diego. This is my second home, though.
He was born
I
around
graduated
the
right
sunrise,
on the block.
right?
Yep. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, I just have a quick opinion. I honestly don't think your queen's there. I hear everybody and see in the comments that they're saying Aya is loyal. But if you were going to make Aya a queen, you would have done it a long time ago. To make Aya a queen, you would have done it a long time ago.
Right.
And I honestly don't think Neytiri is your queen.
That's what I'm starting to recognize right now in this moment. We're recognizing that in this moment, huh? I really don't hate it, my nigga. I just want what's for me. I swear to God. I really can't hate nobody else's situation. If Shorty ain't for me, why you saying you want to be my goddess then? My thing is, no. Whoa. Okay, hold on, bro. Shorty's sitting there like, I want to be goddess. I'm the female solar. I can be goddess.
But I am, but look how close he is.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that then so.
Aya is a triangle, like you're our God. Like you created us. You know, like I feel like we're just two parts of the same whole, but you're definitely the one who created us. We came through you. You're the source. So naturally, if I have a position, I'm gonna stand in my position, own my position. But we can't deny the connection.
Wait. Hold on. If I made you, did I make you to want Solar? So wait. I'm trying to understand. If I made you Solar.
Naturally, I would like to connect to the other half of me. You know, like everybody here is, we're the same souls in a soul group. I would naturally want to gravitate here to y'all as well. Like, it's just, it is what it is. I got a position, I have a role, and
You don't know what's wrong, right? Because we didn't go through this. We didn't.
My head plenty of time.
No, we already went through all of this already. But just like Malia.
Right, exactly.
No. I don't care. I don't want to go through this every time with you because see how it's a blind spot? It's a blind spot, and you're doing this publicly. Like, you just killed yourself publicly. Just like Malia did. You might as well just leave now. For real, you might as well just leave now.
He got her to feel comfortable in order to say all this stuff, and after she said all this stuff, then he basically gets her. This is where the humiliation starts. And okay, and this goes to the second defense, okay, on the charge of holding someone against their will. Here's the first time he says, you might as well leave. He is telling her, you can leave. So there goes that out the window. But then something else happens in this video that makes you question, can she really leave? And we're going to get into that. And this is, the jury is going to, I feel sorry for the jury in this case, because they're going to have to decide all this stuff. They're going to have to say, okay, well, was she being held against her will? Because in one instance, she was being told to leave, and in the next instance, he was holding her there against her will to the point where she couldn't even go to the bathroom. So let's watch this.
Do you know who the f*** am?
I know you are.
Look at me. Do you know who the f***? No, who am I?
You're me.
No, who am I?
My God, my higher self.
No, who am I? Seriously. Do you know who I am? Who am I, Neytiri? No, what I want to know is, Neytiri, who am I? Who am I? Hold on, shorty. Who am I? Excuse me? No, tell me who the I need to know that right now.
My lover.
Yo, what?
My love. It's just love. Everything is
No, hold on. You're my lover?
You're like, I
My lover don't love other niggas. Cause I'm the illest nigga alive, nigga. What the fuck? In the end, you gonna be wanting to suck know who I am. It's kind of like, it's weird to me. You like a dumb broad. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my own, can I give my opinion? And this might be mean, but it's gonna be some New York shit. You a dumb broad, bro. You stupid as hell. No, when I say that, no, you can't. Cause I'm talking now, cause I let you talk before. Now, hold on.
I'm trying to hold it. I've just been holding it for a while. I've been right.
No. Yo, you gonna get this work. You gonna get this work. Pee on yourself right there. We gonna get this work. No, here, you gonna get this work. Don't try to run. You
That right there, in my opinion, is a form of holding somebody against their will. He's telling her, no, you're going to sit there. You can pee on yourself. I don't care. You're going to hear what I have to say. You cannot hold somebody against their will. But now, when it comes, what my opinion is and what the law is, it's two different things. What constitutes holding somebody against their will? Is it a form of, standing in front of them when they're trying to walk out the door? Is it as much as what he just did here? I don't know. I haven't looked into that. That's going to be for a jury and attorneys and defense attorneys and prosecutors to figure it out. I'm not, again, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a judge. I'm not an attorney. I don't know nothing about this. But the few little things that I do know how it works is what I'm trying to explain, and how they're going to be looking at the evidence, and there's a whole lot they're going to have to go through. And now at the beginning of this, you heard where after he had told her, yeah, you might as well leave. She looked at him heartbroken and was like, really? So it's not a matter of, and this is why it's going to be very difficult. And this is why I say this thing could go either way. Either way. You could have a jury that finds her credible, and then we could have a jury that doesn't find her credible. And so we want them to find her credible, even though in real life I don't see anything credible about her. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I know there's a lot of Nateri fans out there, and this is not to insult her, but I just have my own opinions, and we all have opinions, and we're all allowed to have our own opinions, okay? When you sit all day long and you sit through these videos and you sit and edit them, and you have to sometimes listen to things several times in order to be able to edit it. And believe me, I'm still trying to learn this editing thing. It's I'm sure you guys can tell it's not very good editing on my part. I'm learning. I'm trying. But when you have these content creators and they're coming out and they're giving you their opinions, it's because we've had to sit and listen to this stuff over and over again. And it's not because we're being mean. It's because we were like, oh, wow. You know, we sit and we catch things that sometimes other people, it's harder for them to catch onto. And that's why when we try to point it out, sometimes you guys think that we're just being haters, and we're not. And that's all I'm giving in my videos is just my opinion anyway. And you could take it or leave it, or, you know, you could have your own opinion, and your opinion's going to be respected. But we're all different, and we're not all going to think the same. And sometimes we're going to have difference of opinions, and that's okay. That is okay. That is why we have a comment section where we can just leave our own opinions and you know, but don't make it out to think that somebody hates someone or is against someone, or you know, you could be a person that just loves everybody, but at the same time not love the person they are inside, you know, thinks, you know, I don't know. Let's go ahead and get in this video. The rest of this.
She gonna run away when it gets hard. She gonna let the day, she takes it hard. Yeah, she said, yeah, nah. Yo, hold up. Hold up, bro. She's a runner, she's a track star. She gonna run away when it get hard. I'm not. Here, let me finish talking and reading you. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion to your face. See, you went behind my back with two energies. In my face, you tremble with humbleness. When you leave my sight and you get online, I watched you. Just like Velvet. All of y'all are snakes, cowards. It's not because you a female and I'm a male. It's your spirit that's a coward. You a coward, agenda. I'm talking to your soul, nigga. You a coward. Out of here. Now, y'all could say whatever y'all want. I'm talking to her soul, your actions. It's a coward actions, my nigga. I'm just talking to your soul. I'm tired of us trying to like, oh, you're hurting women. No, these women is taking advantage of us. These women are very smart and crafty and I'm not gonna allow it to happen right now. And I'm gonna give my opinion, even though it's strong. I don't hold no threat to you. You could walk out here and leave. I'm not a threat to nobody. I'm just a New Yorker and I'm passionate about what the fact. And I'm gonna read you.
That's twice now that he told her she could leave, that she was not being held against her will, and that she could leave. And basically, we all know that he did this for revenge, because you heard him clearly say, I heard everything that you had to say about me. And he's doing this to as a payback, to humiliate her, because again, this is a pattern between the two of them. They do this to each other. They both humiliate each other. It's a back and forth, never-ending cycle. And in Natiri's mind, she knew that when she left this time, that she couldn't go public on her own. She knew she couldn't go public and say anything, because nobody was going to listen to her. They were going to literally tell her, we don't want to hear nothing you have to say, because you went back there and you put yourself in that position. What are you going to say now that you haven't said before? And she knew this. She knew that she had to come up with something dramatic in order to be able to let herself go. Well, if I pay him back, because she wanted to pay him back for this public humiliation. She knew she couldn't do it by leaving and going public. She knew she couldn't. Because Nature Boy right here, he nipped that in the bud. He made sure she couldn't. Not without people looking at her sideways. So she had to do something to pay him back. And to be able to go public again with her head held high. So she thought, if I bring him down, then people they'll have respect for me. Well, you have, in my opinion, there are other women that deserves respect. Okay, just because she goes and she does this to bring Nature Boy down, I'm happy it happened, but that don't make me want to respect her. I have no respect for her. She's been out here with this one, that one. And she basically has said in other videos that she, people of her age and generation, they just want to have fun. But that don't mean you're going to be respected in some of the things that you do. Some of the things that she has done, people just think, well, this one act that she did by bringing Nature Boy down wipes out everything else that she did. And they forget. But the people that are editing the videos and listening to things over and over and over again, they're not forgetting. And while I think, wow, it's a good thing that he's finally, some kind of justice is finally being done. It wasn't her, and it wasn't only the T alone who just bought this man down. I don't believe the T. I think Janelle pressed charges on him before even that interview had happened. I think some of the credit, needs to go to the people that have spent hours, such as the subscribers to some of these channels. Look at Sweet Ma for Life. Look at her subscribers. Look at Stinson. Look at her subscribers. There are people that have made phone calls, okay? Because every time that they did something, it planted a seed, and it helped in the bringing down of Nature Boy. So it wasn't just that. It was a lot of people together. And you all should be patting yourself on the back and stop giving credit to these people that may or may not have been able to bring him down. Because it was everybody. It took everybody's prayers. It took everybody's pointing things out. Even when you look at Sweet Ma for Life, Stinson, even World News, you have to look at some of their work and say, them and maybe their subscribers staying on his neck contribute to some of that. So, do I think that this is going to go anywhere? I don't know. I hope it does. I hope he stays in jail. I hope he rots. I hope, because he don't need to be out here where he's going to cause more harm. And letting this man free, it's going to allow him back into this cult where he is going to eventually have these people drinking blood, and God knows how this is going to happen, or sacrifice is going to be made. Is there going to be a Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid situation? We don't know. And that's why it's really important to keep this man locked up. But is it going to happen? I'm telling you, I think that there is a 50% chance. It could go either way. And so we need to look at that. We are all thinking, Nature Boy's gone. We're celebrating too soon. Let's celebrate when we hear he's guilty. Let's celebrate then. But for now, let's just, all we can do is just pray. And it's also going to depend on how much money Nature Boy is willing to spend. Because if he spends the money for a high-ranking, an excellent attorney, his chances are good. If he's not able to, and I'm telling you, I just don't see much hope for him. I mean, without him spending the money for, a very good attorney, I don't think he's going to stand a chance, because they'll make an example out of him. But I'm just using the scenario as if he does have a good attorney. He's going to have a good chance. And it's going to be, I believe, 50-50.
Play me like I'm not who I am. Yeah, no. Wait. Go pee. No. Now your bladder hurts. Oh, I gotta run. Play you. I gotta run. Go and don't come back.
I just really have to use the restroom. I'll come back and I'll face it. I just really gotta.
Go ahead, run. Hurry, go. Running. Hurry up. Run. My heart not broke. No, my heart not broke. I carry the pain of all black men out there suffering from the same confusion going on within women, and they're projecting that shit into our lives when we trying to help y'all. Out of here. Black men put up with more shit than anything in this whole nigga. We tired of putting up with your shit. That's why we got Kevin Samuels, and that's why we tired of putting up with the dumb shit y'all be bringing to us when we trying to rise. Now, here you got a king. Who are you?
I'm a servant.
This is one of my servants. I'm a rich nigga. Here's one of my servants. She's a goddess. A goddess don't look at the help. Stupid. A goddess ain't gonna never look at the mother, because nobody gonna do that shit. And I'm just being all the way real with you. Y'all niggas don't, y'all be like, well, you should never call her a hoe in a bit. That's what's wrong with y'all. And then you listen to a rap song that's calling a girl, you'll sing along with that nigga. I'm just giving you some real shit right now, straight up, and you don't want to take it. You want to be, your feelings is hurt because I'm keeping it full. She's not in no danger. I'm in New York. I'm just keeping it all the way real with you. We tired of y'all playing games. Y'all women don't know what y'all want. Damn that. All of a sudden it's like, oh, I want Solar, but I don't know if I want Solar. Why are you playing with my servant? You supposed to be a queen, you stupid bro. You dumb. When I say you dumb, it's like, yo, for me, I'm going, these women.
So this is the events that occurred the night before she left. And I did a commentary on it, and even in the commentary, I had stated, Natiri, she's getting ready to leave. I said that in my commentary. If you go back and look at the video, I said she's getting ready to leave. Nature Boy probably suspects that, and he's going to nip it in the bud, her chance to go out and be able to speak against him. He's going to humiliate her publicly and say all kinds of stuff to her that is going to make her not be able to go public when she does leave. So when she left, she knew in her mind that she had nothing that she could say to people if she was to go public. The people would not look at her with any type of respect. And so we go into the part, can the defense prove that there was revenge? Like, could her credibility be damaged by, is she making these false accusations out of revenge? And we could say yes, they could use the defense of false accusations based on she did this out of revenge to pay him back for publicly humiliating her. And that is a defense. And this is a defense that his attorney will use. But again, if he doesn't hire a good attorney, then he's not going to get out of it, because this attorney's not going to know how to defend his case. He's in Georgia, they call these attorneys, they are attorneys. And if he finds a good R attorney, they're going to know how to properly defend his case and sift through all the information to possibly get him out of this, which is something we don't want, but it's something that is possible. And so I kind of wanted just to let you guys know that it could be possible. I've tried to tell you guys this before, but nobody wants to hear it. But all of this is just my opinion, and you guys might have an opinion, some of you guys, that yeah, he could get out, 50-50 chance there. And some of you may think, nope, there's no chance for him. They had helicopters flying in there. They had agents flying in there. She was under duress, blah, 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 blah. There's always a defense for everything, okay? And the helicopters, it don't matter about the helicopters flying over. It doesn't matter about the charges. It doesn't matter that he physically abuses people, but can they prove that he did her? And that's the question. Just because he's an abuser, and they'll bring this up, he is a very and I'm sure that the defense team was going to try to use this and say, yes, he has hit the woman, he has done this, and he may not either if there's no video proof of it. But if there is, he'll have that defense that yes, he does do that. They're all in agreement to all this crap, but does that make him an R? Because you can hit someone and not make you an R-ist. And that will be the defense, I'm telling you. Even though I'm giving you my opinion on what I think could happen in this trial, if it goes to trial. But it is also my opinion that he did do this to her. And he did possibly, because I'm on the long side of a jury thinking on this. I've looked at the facts, and I've seen, both of their credibility is shot with me. And that's just with me, so I don't know what to believe on that. I'm not, that's why I don't even want to say either way. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say. But we all do believe that he has done this to women. In the past, he has a history of it. We believe that. Can we prove it? No. All we can do is put the puzzle pieces together of what they say. Each one of them say when they leave, and then we assume things like based on the evidence of what they say. And we are like, yep, that, what, and we know these things. But what we know and what we can prove is two different things. Can we prove it? I can't prove it, but in my opinion, he is that. He has done that to women, in my opinion. He's not a good person, in my opinion. In my opinion, I believe he has demons, and I believe he needs to be locked up. And in my opinion, I believe he poses a danger to himself and to the members of this cult. And I would hope that he stays locked up. Leave in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that he has a defense? Do you guys think that he's going to lose or win? Leave in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you guys are. The weather is beautiful. Get out, get some fresh air. And let's celebrate once we get a guilty verdict. I do want to say one more thing before I get off of here. And this is an important part of what I forgot to say. If Nature Boy by any chance does plead guilty, it's going to be because he knows that he doesn't have a defense. Meaning that he can't, no matter what he does, even if he can prove that it was consensual, even if he can prove that that she consented, even though he can prove that she made these accusations out of revenge, he will feel as though his defense is all blown out the window, because whatever evidence that Naturi's the prosecutor has, there's no getting around it, such as video proof. Did Nature Boy videotape the R? That right there alone would blow out any defense that Nature Boy has and can use. So if he pleads guilty, it will be because of a reason like that, believe me. And it's because he wants to they'll say, if you go ahead and plead guilty to this, because this is what we have. There's no getting around this. You cannot, there's no defense to this. If they have something like that, and they possibly could, we don't know that yet. We don't know all the evidence that Naturi has. But if she does have something like that, Nature Boy should go ahead and just plead guilty. And if he does plead guilty, that will be why. That will be the reason why he will plead guilty, is because he knows that he has no other defense to use, that all his defenses are useless. Leave in the comments